Okay, that's me. And now XLR Solutions has been renamed to 360 Digit MG. And let me choose a pen here. Okay. XLR Solutions has been renamed as 360 Digit MG in Hyderabad, Malaysia, US, and in 30 other locations in entire country. Okay. Digit stands for Digital Transformation, Management, and Governance. Hello everyone, my name is Bharani Kumar. I happen to be a digital transformation expert and Industrial Revolution 4.0 implementer. I also happen to be the director on both of these companies, 360 DigiTMG and INNODATATIC. INNODATATIC is an analytics consulting firm globally headquartered in US, and we do a lot of analytics, emerging trends and technologies projects as part of INNODATATIC. And as part of 360 DigiTMG, we deliver trainings. All the customers that we cater to as part of INNODATATIC, we try to bring those use cases, those case studies to digital, to this digital transformation training, basically, right? As part of 360 DigiTMG. I have overall 15 plus years of experience and 8 plus years of experience in extensive training. Until now, I have accomplished more than 40 plus big data and analytics consulting engagements. These are the bunch of certifications which I have. These three are from Project Management Institute. These three are from RAB QSA, Quality Society of Australasia. I'm a Tableau certified associate. I've done my Agile Project Management Foundation and Practitioner. I've done my DSDM Attern, Dynamic Systems Development Methodology. I am ITIL certified and I'm certified Scrum Practitioner, which means one should have completed Scrum Master, Product Owner, Developer certifications. In addition to that, you have to show a few other hours of education to get this. I am also a certified auditor. These are the various companies that I've worked with. I started off working with HSBC. That was the first company. And then I switched gears and joined ITC Infotech, which is Indian-based MNC, a small medium enterprise. Then I've joined a large enterprise, which is Infosys. And the last company with which I was employed as an employee was with Deloitte. I happen to be a chief data scientist on all of these four firms: Athena Technologies, MedliMed, Brontobit Analytics, and Sixbus. I also happen to be a visiting faculty for Watson Business School. This is in short about my profile. And to quickly explain about INNODATATIC, that's me basically. We have been ranked as the 20 most promising data analytics solution providers in 2018 by CIO Review. And then all the high profile projects which we do, we also present that. And in Project Management Institute National Conference, Vishwanathan Anand, these kind of stalwarts were there, Mohandas Pai, etc. And we won the first place in the space of survival analysis of automobiles. That's my name. And that's award that we were taking. It wasn't award only in one category. It was award across all the categories. All right. Now let's understand about artificial intelligence and deep learning. Even before we proceed further, I want to quickly tell you all that there are a lot of packages and libraries which has collection of code or the program or the functions which are written by someone else in the past. Our objective is not to write the code right from scratch. Our objective is not to become a core programmer, but our objective is to become a good artificial intelligence expert or a good data scientist, right? We will learn all those things which are required for us to become a successful data scientist and a successful AI expert, but not a programmer. So I'm setting the context straight. We will learn about something called as TensorFlow, developed majorly by Google. You'll learn about R and R Studio. You'll learn about Python. You'll learn about Piano, just in a at a very high level, basically. Microsoft Cognitive Toolkit. Previously, it was called as CNTK, Keras, MXNet, PyTorch, Cafe, OpenCV, all of those. Our major focus would be on Keras, which would run with TensorFlow as the backend. What are all of these? All of these are packages or libraries, with exception to R and Python, which are actually programming languages. The rest all are packages or libraries which are used to write code, programs or functions. Right. However, already people in the past have written the code or program or functions, and they have saved it in these libraries or packages. All we are going to do is install this and reuse it, right, as part of the training. So you need not be a core programmer. But what if you're very new to programming? And what if you have absolutely no knowledge about programming? How does 360DigiTMG help you all, right? To answer that, we are going to conduct a free Python and R programming session. Okay, this will be free session for approximately 8 to 10 hours. And here is where you'll get introduced to Python and R. We are going to get started right from the basics. When I say basics, we will help you search for the installation files on Google, and we will help you download that and install that. We will get started right from that basics, right? So you need not be a programmer. That is not a prerequisite at all. In the past, we have also trained people from MBBS background, doctors, right? What knowledge do they have on, programming? Nothing, right? So you need not be a programmer. Second, why is the world going gaga behind data science and artificial intelligence? The reason being, in the good old days, we were using floppy disks to store the data, right? Approximately 1.44 MB. That was the storage capacity. And it was extremely unreliable, right? The moment you go to internet cafe, upload a few files and come home and insert in your home PC, and the floppy disk would not work. Very unreliable. Now things have changed. We have micro storage devices, size of probably your fingernail, right? It can store 512 GB. And I have this experience of, placing these micro SD cards in the pocket and forgetting that. And then we would wash that in washing machine without knowing that SD card storage device is in the pocket. Then after ironing it, when I wear it the next time, that is when I would observe that, hey, there is this micro SD card in my pocket. But trust me, it works, right? It would still work. That is the kind of reliability that we have in the devices nowadays. Data centers, man, it will be as large as a football field, right? Google has multiple such data centers. Data center is collection of high configuration computers or servers. These are getting replaced by quantum computers, right? Look at the person with a hand on the hip there, right? And look at this device. Look at how small that is. This has the capacity and the processing power equivalent to a data center. This is a revolution. So the devices are shrinking, capacity is increasing multifold, and costs have become minuscule, almost zero, right? If you just simply open a Gmail account, you get 15 GB free storage. If it's a corporate account, then you'll get 30 GB free storage. That means storing the data is zero. Back then in 1980s, it was $1 million. Hence, the world has realized that it can store more data than ever before. Right? A few of the interesting insights. If you just look at Bombardier, it has 5,000 sensors attached, and it would generate 10 GB of data every second. And if it's a 12-hour flight journey, the amount of data that would get generated is 844 terabytes. Right? Question to a few of the participants, or anyone can resort to chat window and answer. How much hard disk space do you think the latest of the laptops have? Ritik Sai, Karun, Laksh, Akshay, Sweta, Venkat, Harish, Lata. What do you think is the storage capacity of latest of the hard disks that we have? Can anyone respond, please? Yep. Venkat Sushil says 2 terabytes. Absolutely. Can it be more than that? Maybe it could be, right? But for now, we have only 2 terabytes. So now tell me, if there is one flight and if it's traveling 12 hours, if it generates 844 terabytes of data, where would you even store that? Your laptop has only 2 terabytes. Where will you store that? How would you process that? Right? So such an issue wherein you have data coming at a huge volume, right? And coming at a rapid speed. It's called as 3 V's, right? Volume and variety of data. Okay, coming at a rapid speed at you, that would classify this data to be called as big data. A few people say 3 V's, veracity, etc. A few go with 5 V's, etc. There are many such definitions of big data. But if wide variety of data comes to you at a rapid pace, and if it's so large that it cannot be stored on traditional databases or traditional computers or servers, then you run into big data problem. So we will also give you a free session, orientation session on big data, so that you're also aware of what is this big data all about, right? Just to help you all get a sense on what techniques are used. Hadoop framework is used basically. Okay, anyways. Saudi Aramco laid 650 kilometers of pipeline. And how do they monitor that? Using sensors. And the world says that 60 to 80% of the artificial intelligence projects will be delivered using data generated by IoT sensors. Right? Hence, you will be given a free orientation session once again on IoT to help you all understand the entire ecosystem. We want our participants to be different than the rest. We want our participants to be superior than others. Hence, we are giving these kind of free orientation sessions from the industry experts. Okay, and then let's look at a few more very interesting insights. For the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to blow your minds by explaining you all about what artificial intelligence is doing and what data science is doing to the world, right? One study predicts that by 2020, there will be 1.4 MB of data every second for every person on the planet. 1.7 MB multiplied by every person, right? So there are 7.5 billion people on the planet every second. So every minute multiplied with 60. Every hour multiplied with another 60. Every day multiplied with 24. And every year multiplied with 365. That would be humongous data. Humongous data, right? Hence, organizations are lining up to hire data professionals, right? This is what Gartner has to say. AI projects for the business is expected to increase to 35 by 2020, right? And the annual revenues for these kind of organizations who are AI focused would increase from 1 billion to 3 billion. And the number of companies which supply AI services would grow by 57%, which has already happened. NASCOM and Blue Ocean says that India is reigning big data analytics, right? And it is having a value of $1.2 billion. And it is one of the top 10 big data analytics markets in the world. This is expected to grow 8 times by 2025, to $16 billion. Wow. Now is the right time. If you delay it further, you would be one of those last adopters. Gartner again forecasts that by 2020, 30% of chief data officers will work with chief financial officers, right? They will be reporting directly to the CEOs, or they'll be more powerful than the CEOs as such. PricewaterhouseCoopers says that AI will contribute to 15.7 trillion dollars by 2030. Accenture says that AI will add roughly $1 trillion, or sorry, $957 billion, or 15% of the current gross value to the Indian economy. There was a specific startup, right, in the space of AI, Netscape. They generated $2.7 billion in just 1 minute, right? When they went public, this is what happened to their IPO. It is jaw dropping, absolutely. And do you know what? AI is all about analyzing images, analyzing the videos, driverless cars, etc., coming to you all. Now, there is a specific company which has taken the image of the world, globe, satellite imagery at night, and then they could help. Uh, they could help actually telecom company make more money, right? They have taken the satellite imagery at night, and they gave some interesting insights to the telecom company, which helped the telecom company become richer. What do you think they have done? What kind of insights do you think they have given to the telecom firm? Anyone? Bina, Gaurav, Harish, Karun, Lux, Akshay, Santosh, Venkat, Sushil, Dinesh, Lata. What insight do you think this analytics company has given to telecom company, which has actually helped them generate more revenue? Okay, density of population. Okay, that is what Venkat Sushil says. Traffic signal, geographical location. Okay, anything else? Yeah, good going, friends. Please try. Anything else? where the people are moving from one place to another. Okay, Karun, these are all good thoughts. They simply located those regions which had very bright light. And what does that bright light at night mean? Uninterrupted access to electricity. What does that in turn mean? These are the regions which are probably rich societies. If I can give such a report of, say, Africa, and maybe if they can focus only on these bright spots, telecom companies, then they would ultimately become richer. Yeah. During the nights, right, Karun? Maybe artificial sun or moon, but this is of planet Earth. It's not universe, right? It's just planet Earth, right? But you're right. Those could be a few of the challenges, but this is how images are helping shape the organizations, industries as such, right? Look at this. Hotels in Singapore are testing facial recognition. AI and human analysts are working together. OpenAI has released text generating AI systems. They would automatically generate text for you. Movie scripts also. Intuit, its bookkeeping software, has updated QuickBooks with more AI. Right? Uber, self-driving. Right? I mean, a lot of things are happening from that perspective. Nightfall provides an AI system for preventing sensitive data leaks. Yandex is working on self-driving cargo delivery robots, right? Leaders to support AI projects to focus on technology's potential to augment humans and drive return on investment. 400 is a count of the number of engineers working on left self-driving initiatives. 400. AI is spotting early signs of wildfire. There's a company called as probably not sure how to pronounce that. Probably Such maybe. Yeah. Then Covio has become a unicorn in the space of AI. Unicorn means if the valuation is more than a billion. U.S. Postal Services is using AI technology to make data packages 10 times faster. Ford is using has hired another guy to head the driverless vehicle operations. That means artificial intelligence, image processing, video analytics. Booz Allen Hamilton is opening an app store like AI Marketplace for recognizing buildings from aerial imagery. Mobileye, Intel, electric vehicle, right? They are using driverless vehicles. 23% of the law firms and in-house counsel respondents, when Bloomberg Law has conducted survey, they told that they are using AI. All these, Facebook speech recognition system is becoming more mature. Uber autonomous vehicles, surgery is being done by robots using AI. Neural magic, right? They are working on how to use CPUs rather than GPUs for performing AI. Chip manufacturing companies are scaling up for AI chips, right? So on and so forth. 40 million are the number of GitHub developers, right? Whose ranks are expanding with the growth of data science, AI, and machine learning repositories, data repositories. Wow. 40% is a approximate number of American drivers, right? According to Adobe Analytics survey, that they would be buying self-driving cars in the future. Future belongs to you, right? Future belongs to data analytics. Ah, Venkat, which is it? Okay. Then this is what I've seen on a lot of newspapers articles of late. Infosys may fire thousands of mid-level and senior employees. Why shouldn't they do that? We might want to argue on that, right? Infosys could lay off 12,000 people and Cognizant plans to cut 7,000 jobs. Why? Because either people are so laid back that they are not upskilling themselves, or they have become redundant in the market. IBM fired 1 lakh older workers. Why do they even fire? Because they became incompetent, laid back, no, not upskilling. HSBC plans to axe 10,000 jobs. These are all the articles from most recent last 1 week or 2 weeks data, right? To lay off 7,000 mid to senior employees. It is alarming. Scale up or future looks bleak, right? So you learn about CRISP DM, cross industry standard process for data mining, project management methodology. And let me, even before I take your questions, let me explain about the detailed curriculum that you will learn as part of the AI training. First things first, you would be given free Python and R programming session for those who are new to programming. You would be given free training on IoT, cloud computing, just a brief introduction, okay, and big data, so that you understand the entire landscape of data science and AI, right? Then people who feel that, hey, do I need to be from mathematical background? Not absolutely, but some knowledge, basic foundation knowledge would help. So you would be undergoing mathematical foundations training. Then people who are new to machine learning or data science, you will have training, a few sessions which is called as machine learning primer. Then people who are new to deep learning will have deep learning primer. Then we will get started with the actual training. I mean, throughout we'll be discussing, but here officially and formally we'll get started learning about the first algorithm, which is called as perceptron algorithm. Then you learn about multi-layered perceptron, artificial neural network, which is used to handle nonlinear problems. You will learn extensively about computer vision and image processing, right? And then you will learn about convolution neural network, how to use something called as pre-trained model called ResNet, VGG16, VGG19, so on and so forth. How do you visualize the convolution network filters? How do you visualize the hidden layers? Recurrent neural network, what do you mean by bidirectional, deep bidirectional? How do I use CNN, RNN models? Long short-term memory, gated recurrent units. These are slightly advanced than recurrent neural network, and a few challenges of RNN would get solved here. Then unsupervised learning techniques such as autoencoders and variational autoencoders, restricted Boltzmann machine. Not many people are using this, but still we'll have a glimpse at that. Deep belief networks. Nowadays, this is making huge rounds. Generative adversarial networks, super resolution GANs also. Then speech recognition systems. How do you play games? What is reinforcement learning? How to build your board games and computer games, right? Which artificial intelligence system is going to play? Reinforcement learning, Q learning, deep dream, right? Genetic algorithm to optimize hyperparameters, so on and so forth. For all of these, the standard technique is we will understand the theory and we will practice a use case during the training. Plus, a similar kind of assignment will be provided to you. These assignments will be evaluated by our folks, by our academic associates, and they'll provide feedback to you. Once you are done with all the assignments, we give you an opportunity to work on a live project from INNODATATIC. Okay, and once you submit your assignments, you would receive a certificate of completion of training. Once you complete your live project, you get a certificate from INNODATATIC that you have actually done a project. When you say that you're not just trained, but you have also done an internship project, right, with INNODATATIC, then it holds a huge value. And all these sessions would be recorded and placed on our learning management system, and you'll have lifetime access to that. Plus, any new algorithm or technique that is introduced in the world, be rest assured that you would be the first of the folks to learn that as part of our webinar series. Okay, and these sessions will be both classroom in Hyderabad and in all of our other franchisee locations. Plus, it'll be like what I'm doing now, right? The only difference is you'll be able to see me like that. Okay, you'll be able to see me during the training. We enable that. Otherwise, it's all fine. That's called as virtual instructor-led training. Okay, and we will then add you to our social media groups and WhatsApp groups. So you will be just a message away from clarifying your doubts. And on our learning management system, we are also building an AI tutor. So any doubts, any questions you have, you can ask our AI Spry, that's the name. You can ask that tutor and it is going to respond to you. It's an artificial intelligence chatbot which we have built. Then we will give you sample resumes and there will be a resume preparation session. Once you're done with that, our placement team kicks off and they're going to forward your resume to all our known contacts. We have tie-ups with hundreds of companies, not just in India, but also overseas. Right? And you'll get placed. After that, once you join the job, you'll be given job assistance during your work on the first project that you do. Right? So that is how we ensure that throughout you get benefits. Okay. And during the resume, one more thing I forgot, plus soft skills training for those people. If you find that someone needs soft skills training, we will route you to a soft skills training session wherein you will be helped with facing the interviews with confidence, improving your communication skills, negotiation skills, etc. So that will be the session that we are going to conduct for you guys. All right, so this is all that I had, and the entire training will be for approximately 60 to 80 hours. Right, 60 hours is guaranteed. That will be the training on all these concepts. Another 20 hours could be combining Python and R, IoT, cloud, etc., etc. So now I'm open to take your questions. Let me see. Okay, I have seen people who are from oncology background. Oncology means cancer prediction, right? You should be a doctor. I've seen doctors also switch their careers into AI, but they'll be working in the space of life sciences healthcare. Yeah, Karun, if you want in networking, if you're speaking about routers, switches, network from that perspective, then the answer is that there are a lot of people who are hacking into the machines, right? You can actually predict on is there any intrusion? Is that intrusion a hacker or not? You can actually predict that. That's the big market nowadays. Yeah, so network outage can be predicted even before network goes down. Basically, you can predict that. You can look at the intruders. You can do anything and everything. For example, if you can take an image of your circuit or your motherboard, By looking at that image, can you identify that component which might fail in the next 1 week or in the next 2 weeks? Can you upfront do that? Yes, we can do that. And already those use cases are being done. Yes. Financial markets, Lux, oh my God. I mean, there are umpteen number of projects predicting whether a person will default on the loan or not, predicting on how much amount should I disburse, predicting on what should be the loan tenure, predicting on after how many installments will a person default on the loan, right? Predicting on what should be the insurance policy premium. All these things can be done. Predicting on whether a credit card transaction is fraudulent or not. All these things. Yeah, you name it, be it capital markets or be it investment banking, you name it. AI is industry agnostic at this point of time. Yeah, we do have financial analytics also, right? For people who are from financial background, after this training, you can also opt for this additional training, wherein only use cases pertaining to finance or financial market would be discussed. Right? On similar lines, we have for life sciences, healthcare analytics also. Um, we have cyber security analytics module also for people who are from basically infrastructure or networking background. Yeah, students will be given lab access in the sense they can come to our location and then practice, right? And if the data is so large that your laptops do not have the capacity, then we are going to help you with Google Colab. On Google Colab, you can for free use graphical processing units or tensor processing units. It is, I think, roughly 10 to 20 times faster than your traditional computers that you have. Oh yes, absolutely. It is an additional module, cyber security analytics. That's a different module altogether. But you need to have the base knowledge. When I say base knowledge, you need to have data science knowledge or AI knowledge. Only then you'd be able to understand industry specific analytics programs. But there are handful of people, if they come in groups or if there is any corporate training, then we do deliver trainings to them in the space of industry specific analytics directly. So all your past experience will be valid. Do not worry. If you're from retail background, all your retail experience, domain knowledge would be considered as valid when you apply for data science or AI positions. That means you'll not be considered as a fresher. If you have say 8 years experience in retail, then 8 years you would have known in and out about the retail industry. So that will add. Without domain knowledge, a data scientist or an AI expert doesn't exist. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. We have actually built a model, Harish, in that space, right? For Mercedes-Benz high-end vehicles, basically, battery breakdown, and that's called as diagnostic analytics. We exactly pinpoint on which component of the battery has gone down, so that the person who's trying to fix directly goes to that specific component and replaces that specific component. Yeah. Any other questions that anyone else has? Please feel free to ask. This is a session which is specifically arranged to clarify your doubts. Abhiram, Beena, Gaurav, Harish, Karun, Laksh, Lata, Venkat Sushil, Sudhir Kamath. Please go ahead, friends. Do not hesitate. Ask questions. Course duration will be anywhere between 60 to 80 hours, and the timing will be, if it's weekend, it will be on Saturday and Sunday, whole day. So if it is, assume it will be for roughly 4 weekends: Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday, Sunday. And we also have weekday trainings. Weekday trainings will be from 8 to 10 p.m. every day for 2 hours for 5 days in a week, right? And based on the number of people, we also start morning batches. Morning training will be from 7 to 9 a.m. So when you miss any of the classes, you will have the recorded videos of that session, and you'll have lifetime access to that. Also, you can come back and join the same module of the next batch. And we also have this jumbo pass thing, right, wherein you can attend unlimited times. Whenever there is an AI training, you can attend that for 1 year. Harish, maybe it depends on your interest. Usually, within the training duration, you cannot develop a tool for commercial usage, but at least you will learn all the techniques required for you to build any product. But developing tools or products, it will take time. It's not as simple as you can develop it, but at least you can get started. At least you can get started. Any other questions? Anyone else? If you do not have any questions, then thank you all so much. Your single point of contact will get in touch with you, and they'll talk to you more about this and the start date about the training. Thank you all so much and have a great day. I'm looking forward to train you all. Thank you.